Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. I'm gonna do a I was tagged by Flaco's beer reviews to do the five non-beer related things about me. I've done it one time for John and Ellie. Been trying to come up with some other things to do for Flaco for his challenge. I come up with a few things. They may not be as interesting as or good as the other ones, but let's see. For the first thing is I've been whistling since I was like 6, 7 years old, maybe even younger than that. I can't even remember how I started whistling. I learned how to whistle through my teeth before I learned how to whistle through my lips. Okay, so when I discovered whistling, I was in school, probably, I don't know, maybe 2nd, 3rd grade or something, sitting in class, and I started going, you know, okay, and without me moving my lips or my mouth, the teacher, so this was during class, and the other kids, you know, were all in there, but the teacher didn't know who was doing it. She was like, okay, who's whistling? I was looking around like, wondering, you know, is somebody gonna volunteer that they were the ones that admit it? The other kids weren't sure either, so I kept on messing with the teacher, you know, a little bit, but I didn't go very long. She's gonna figure it out. But yeah, I've been whistling, you know, through my teeth. I whistle everything. When I worked at Walmart, stocking overnight, I'd whistle, you know, while I stocked stuff. Plus the intercom music was on, and I'd whistle to it all the time. And people would, you know, comment, you know, Jerry, are you ever gonna stop whistling? Or, gosh, Jerry, you whistling everything. Or some people it would annoy. There was this one kid named Gary. He started off going, I whistled it before. No, is that right? He's trying to do dueling banjos. And then he'd do it, that's right. And he'd go. And I'd go. We were going back and forth. You know, we just got back and forth. People were laughing at us. We were doing a dueling whistling thing, but but I've been whistling just for so long, and I'd always thought about it if I was ever to lose my bottom teeth, because that's when I'm whistling through. I'd be sad, you know, because I can't sing anymore. My voice is not as good as it used to be, you know. With age, my voice has gotten deeper, so it doesn't do good anymore. So anyway, that was my first one. I've been whistling since I was like 6 or 7 years old. I used to be able to actually whistle better, but you know, age, you know. Okay, so anyway, that was the first one. Let's see. Voice impressions. I used to do all kinds of voice impressions. I used to do a lot of them in Walmart. I was a lot of the people had, like, is it pet names or what's the word for that? Nicknames. And I would do this one. I'd do the old man. Hey, how you doing? My name's Modell. Stuff like that. And I'd have whole conversations with them about it. Oh, what is this YouTube thing? It sounds like a bunch of bullcrap to me. But there was a commercial a long time ago. I think it was a car commercial. But one of the people that talked on you didn't see who it was. His name was Modell. Hey, I'm Modell. His wife was, my wife's name's Earlene, and I got a cat named Snot. And yeah, we was looking around at some new cars, and we decided to take a test drive in this one here. It's crap like that, you know. But so I would tell them, you know, that's Modell. So, and then also they'd call me Grandpa. Oh, there's Grandpa. I'd say, hey, Patty, how you doing? And let's see, I used to be able to do Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Zoink Scoob. Raggy. Crap like that. So they'd call me Scooby-Doo sometimes. And let's see, who else? Oh, for Jeremy, when he was little, I would do, oh bother, I'd do Winnie the Pooh. Let's see, I'm looking for some honey. Have you seen my honey? And then I'd do Tigger. Oh, dear. Pooh, I've seen your honey. I've seen your. It's not. That one's not good. My voice is kind of bad right now. But the part that I was able to do best was oh, dear. And Jeremy would get a kick out of it when he was little. He had these little Pooh characters, little Winnie the Pooh characters. He had Tiglet and Piglet. He had Winnie the Pooh and some of the other ones, Rabbit. But I'd make a move for him, and he'd get a kick out of that. Every night I had to do that for him. Dad, can you make the animals move? Can you make the animals talk? And I had a voice for all of them, but he got into that. Let's see. So that was 2. Let's see. 2. Number 3 would be, I think I've told this on some of my story times, but I worked in a music store when I was 16 years old. 16, 17, somewhere around there. My older brother Larry, you guys haven't met him yet, but I haven't had him on my channel. But I worked with him, and we were delivery guys, and we would deliver pianos and organs and all kinds of other musical equipment all over. This was in Colorado. This was in Loveland, Colorado. Yeah, we delivered music equipment all over Colorado. We went into Wyoming a little bit. That's probably the furthest we went on a delivery. But yeah, we went to little towns around Loveland. There was Boulder. Went to Denver a few times. Longmont, Greeley, Fort Collins, Broomfield, just places like that, just around that area. And we delivered a lot of like baby grand pianos, which were really, really heavy. But there was a certain way you had to take them things down. You had to take one of the legs off, and I think it was the one leg on the corner, on the round corner curve, and then you set it down on that real carefully, and then we had an L dolly, and we would have to push it up onto the L dolly, and then take the other 2 legs off, and strap that thing down and put it up into the truck. We had a hydraulic lift that we put it up on. But yeah, we delivered for I don't know who all's familiar with country type music, but Ricky Skaggs, we delivered a grand piano for him to a place where he was going to put a concert on. So let's see. But it was fun. We had fun. We before we went on a far delivery, we would go by Dairy Queen and get a peanut butter parfait. I don't even know if they even sell those anymore, but and eat those on the way out. But yeah, we had some fun adventures. We'd laugh and visit, you know, on the way. And my brother, he was also a piano technician. He worked on the inside of the piano and stuff. He could tune them. All right, well, that's about it for that one. Let's see, that's number 3. Let's see, so number 4. Number 4 was, and I'm sure some of you heard this also, but I met my wife through a blind date. Only thing I had to know anything about her was a picture that my friend gave me when we was working one weekend at, I worked at Village Inn Pancake House. I don't know if y'all heard of that or not. I think they're all over the United States, but I'm not sure. But I worked there in 1985, and I was a busboy, and my friend gave me this picture. He said, "This girl likes you," and I was like, "Oh, she's cute," you know. Put it in my pocket. But after a week or so, I think, I got set up with a blind date. She agreed to go on a date with me, and so we met at Village Inn. I didn't know what she looked like until, well, I never met her until she walked in that day on that blind date. So that's how I met my wife, was through a blind date. And we've been married for 33 years. Okay, so that was number, I think that was number 4. Let me see. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that was, I had one more on here, so this might be 6, I don't know. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been into bugs, insects. It started off with ants. I had a fascination with ants. And we moved around a lot when I was a kid. So everywhere we'd move, you know, every state had their own kind of ant that it was just everywhere. And I would get them, man. I would take a bucket and I would scoop up a bunch of their dirt on where they, you know, their homes, and I would even it out. And they, you know, ants, they would rush to start digging out, you know, the other ants. They'd dig their way out and they'd find their, yeah, we have a lot of inbreds around here. And they'd find the, you know, the queens and their eggs, and they'd all, you know, get them all together. But sometimes the ants would leave the bucket. You know, so I discovered you take some Vaseline and you put it around the inside of the bucket, and they didn't want to get on that, so they would stay in the bucket a little bit better. Yeah, they'd make a little home in there. Every spring, I would get some ants and watch them. I could just watch them for hours. Just watch them build. You know, they'd bring their, you know, clobs of, you know, little pinchers full of dirt out, and they'd dig their homes. It was fascinating. Pretty soon I eventually found like a jug, a large glass jug that I could put them in, so I could see them on the side. You know, you could see them, you know, like an ant farm. You've seen those kind of things. You could see them digging their tunnels, and you could see them dig out a bigger area where they could stack their eggs in there. It was pretty cool. And then I got into other insects, different kinds. You know, praying mantises were interesting. Just different kinds. I just watch them. My friend and I used to catch them and in a net or something, and just watch them for a little bit. I'm still interested in insects, but I don't, you know, watch them anymore. Now that I've gotten older, I don't want them in my house. You know what I mean? I don't want spiders in my house. I don't want ants in my house. Like many people do have ants that get in their house because they find a sweet spot, you know, and then they go in there and they're all over it, you know. Ants are hard to keep out of your house these days, especially areas that are wet, kitchens, bathrooms, stuff like that. I think that was for either 5 or 6. So anyway, there you go. That was for Flaco. I've pretty much said my whole life on YouTube now. I don't have any more to say, I don't think. All right, well, I'm going to end it there, and I thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you all on the next challenge. All right, bye.